Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to day 2 of our daily Facebook Lives featuring the Friendly Flamingo bundle. Okay, we are very crooked this morning. Let's see here. Let's see if that's any better. All right. Okay, that's a little better. All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and usually I do lives on Friday at 11 a.m. and in my VIP group on Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. But the last full week of every month, I have started doing daily Facebook Lives at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And this week, we are featuring the Friendly Flamingo bundle. And here's a little peek at yesterday's card with the matching envelope. So we really focused on the stamps yesterday. There are some great images and greetings in this stamp set. Today we're going to focus on the dies, and then we're going to put it all together for the rest of the projects. So let's jump right in and get started. Okay. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Shara and Shauna and Lorraine. Mom, good morning, good morning. Okay, so these are the pieces that I'm using today. I've got a piece of Flirty Flamingo. I've got a piece of vellum. And I have 2 pieces of white. The larger of the 2, which is 4 by 5 1/4, is for the inside of our card. Our card base is Coastal Cabana. Just a standard size card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to tuck that in there and set it aside. I've also got a piece of black cardstock that measures 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. I'm going to set that aside because I don't need that right now. We're going to just right away pull in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss and do some cutting and embossing. We got lots of that to do today. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Jackie. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the inspiration, Jackie. Okay, let's pull this puppy in here. So you can use your mini machine with these dies. All of these dies will fit in the mini machine. However, mine is packed, so I've only got my big machine out. All right, let's start with our Flirty Flamingo cardstock. And we're going to pull in the dies, and we're going to use this guy here and the 2 wings. Okay. I'm going to position these on here like so and run them through. Good morning, Karen. Okay. All right. Now, I want to cut another flamingo and some more wings. Now, I want to point out, because my bottom mat, let me explain what I do with my die cutting machine. Let's get these off of here first before I lose them. Okay, so my die cutting machine, I use the old magnetic platform, the one that was with the Big Shot, and I have a really marked up bottom mat and a relatively clean top mat. I always use this one on the bottom and save this one for the top. When this one gets so bad, which is getting really close, like it's cracked, it needs to be replaced. I'm just holding off as long as I can. What I will do is this one gets moved to the bottom, and I only replace the top mat. So I only replace one mat at a time. The only time that I don't do that is if one of my mats is really, really warped. But I'm gonna make an exception right now, because you saw that when I ran that first one through, look at the dust on my hands from my mat. If you flip it over, you can see all the marks and stuff from this one. And what I want to do is I want to have one flamingo going this way and one flamingo going this way. So because I want to flip the second one over, I don't want as many marks on the back. So just for this one cut, I'm going to switch out my mats and put the smoother one at the bottom and then the marked up one at the top, and then run it through. Let me just check. The other thing I need to be careful of, because I've got these big splits in there, I need to avoid having the splits go across where I'm cutting, because it doesn't cut where those splits are because it's too loose. It's not tight enough. So I'm just going to move it up a little bit, and we'll push this down, and then we should be good. I really should just replace those mats. But you know what? I like to try to stretch my products as much as I can. So I'm going to use it until I can't use it anymore. All right. So now I'm going to replace them because we've got some more die cutting to do. Let me just show you. Let me pull it back in so you guys can see. All right. So this is the first one that I cut, and then this is the second one. So if I flip these over, I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but you can see on this one, there's a whole bunch of marks from the cutting pads, whereas this one, there isn't. So I can go like that, and they'll look great. So it won't have all those extra marks on it. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in the Be Mine stitched dies. I love these heart dies. I'm really hoping they don't retire, but they've been in the catalog for so long. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, and I'm going to use this guy right here. So it is the second largest of the taller skinny hearts. And position it on here, and I'm going to cut it from vellum. So now I've got a really nice vellum heart, and then I want to move these out of the, actually I'm going to keep one of them because I want to do some embossing. So I'm going to switch out my platform. So I'm going to use the platform number 1, and I am using the Subtles embossing folder. Now this embossing folder, this is the older version, so it's a dynamic embossing folder. And so if you've got a dynamic embossing folder, then you use platform number 1 and one of the number 3 plates. Whereas if you've got the newer version where it's called a 3D folder, then you can use platform number 1 and then the gray platform, which I can't remember what number that is at the moment, but whatever that dark gray platform is. Okay, so I'm going to feed this through. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Wanda. Okay, so I think I'm all done with this guy. We can move it out of the way. Okay, so we've got most of our pieces here. Let's bring them all back. And I'm going to add a little bit more color to these pink flamingos. So I'm going to bring in my finger dauber and some Melon Mambo ink. Good morning, Alice. And I'm going to ink around the edges, and I'm going to go all the way around the edges. Just a little bit. Just to give it a little bit more detail. It's hard to get kind of in those grooves there. Just lightly go all the way around, including its legs. Good morning, Karen. So for those of you who are just joining in, we are on day 2 of our daily Facebook Lives featuring the Friendly Flamingo bundle. And today we're focusing a little bit more on the dies. So I'm just using some Melon Mambo ink to kind of go around the edges to give the flamingo just a bit more definition. Okay, and then we're going to do the wings. So one of these wings is just like this, so there's no detail. It's just the outline or the shape of the wing. And then one of them has some little debossed texture to it. Okay, so that's going to go there, and then this guy's going to need to be flipped over. So I'll flip it over, sponge the back side. And then the other piece, oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Okay, the other piece, we're going to flip it over. We're going to lose that texture. So I'm going to try something. I didn't do this on my sample, but I thought of it this morning. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Let's close this up. And my stylus from my embossing, from my, what is that thing called? The thing that I use to emboss, or not emboss, score, my scoring tool. Okay, and I am actually, you can kind of just faintly see where the pattern is on the other side. So I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. Oh, I can see two of them, but I can't see the third one. Well, let's just make it up. Just to give it a little bit more detail. Let me bring that closer, see. It's not quite as noticeable as the one that you do on the machine, but it still gives it a little something. Hello, Angela from Georgetown. Welcome. Okay, there we go. Oh, I know. The Melon Mambo makes a huge difference, doesn't it? It just almost brings them to life. Okay, so we've got our pieces. This guy goes with this. Now I'm going to use dimensionals to put this wing on. And I'm just going to follow kind of the shape of the flamingo's back. And then this one I'm going to put on flat. Just like that. And look how cute that flamingo is. So adorable. And then we're just going to repeat it on this side. So a couple little mini dimensionals on here. Again, just follow the shape of its back. And then this guy's going to go on flat. Just like that. And there we've got two little flamingos looking at each other. Aren't they adorable? Okay, now we're going to bring back our card base. We're going to set this aside. We can take this out for now. And we've got our embossed piece. Now this black piece is going to go across the center of our card base. And you know what I've been trying to do is I open my scrap drawer when I design a card. If I know what color I'm looking for, I go to my scrap bin in that color and I see what I've got for scraps. And I happen to have this scrap already done. I was thinking of cutting just a black border all the way around the edges, just like I did in yesterday's card. But then I had this piece in my scrap bin and I thought it would be cute to do something a little different. So I just used it to go straight across. And I think it's kind of fun. I'm really trying to get through my scraps before I have to clean out my paper bin and pack everything up, which will be next week. So trying to use up as much as I can. All right, so we've got our front all layered. Now, on my sample, this is what I did. So I had that heart on there, and I had my two flamingos, and I still need to add a greeting. But what I was thinking is, what do you guys think? Okay, do you guys like that? Or I also had this red heart, which is also cut from the Be Mine stitched frame or dies, except it's cut with this one. So it's a slightly larger, and it's got the red stitching around it. And I thought this might be nice to give it just a bit more color. But what do you guys think of the red and the pink? So do you guys like the red with the red or without the red? So I'm going to give you guys a bit to comment, and we're going to go with the majority. Okay, so you let me know with red or without red, and we will work on the inside of the card. And then we also need to do our greeting for the outside. Just going to grab a scrap of white. Okay, and if you haven't guessed it yet, we're making a congratulations card. So I am using, my greetings are from the Well Said stamp set. This is a great stamp set because it's got some greetings that you can use on the outside, some greetings that you can use on the inside, and it also has some dies that coordinate with it so that you can mix and match, like scripty dies, and then with these words. And there's also words that you can kind of put together as well. All right, so I've chosen the congratulations from that set. We're going to use some Memento ink. It looks like it is red for the win. Everybody. Yes, it's I think it's 100% with the red. Okay. All right, red it is. Okay, so I've just got a scrap of white cardstock here. And we're going to stamp congratulations while I've got my ink out. There's a great greeting that goes with that that says, may the rest of your lives be the best of your lives. So I'm going to ink that up with Memento and stamp this down right in the center. And that is crooked. Let's flip it over and give it a shot on the second side. Hope that this is better. Okay, still not perfect, but it's better. All right. Okay, let's trim this down a little bit. And then we've got all the pieces, we can finish off our card. Okay. All right, so we're going to bring this back in. We will, let's see, we will use just a little bit of adhesive here and here. Hopefully the flamingos will cover that over. Okay, and then I just want to figure out where I want to stick my flamingos here. Okay, so I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive right there and stick this guy down, and then do the same on this side. Look how cute that is. All right, now I can add adhesive to the backs. That looks about in the center. And then this guy's going to get popped up using some dimensionals. Is there anybody else who is a lover of flamingos? I just think they're such a beautiful animal, bird. I don't know. There we go. So there's the outside of our card. And then the inside, let's adhere this first. And then I want to add just one more thing to the inside. We have these great Resin Hearts. And where's my paper piercing tool here? I'm gonna add a few of these on here. So I'll do one there. Another one there. There we go. And there's the inside of the card. I thought this would be great, kind of as an engagement card, or it could be a wedding card as well. So we've got a couple weddings this year, and well, hopefully, and yeah, I just thought it would be fun. You could also change out the greeting and make it an anniversary card as well. It'd be super cute anniversary card. So here's the sample that I did without the red heart. Boy, that red heart sure makes it look different, doesn't it? So if you want something that's a little bit more bold, then with the red heart in the back. If you want something a little bit more subtle, then without the red heart. I think they both look really good though. All right, and then let me bring back the card from yesterday so we can see what we've done so far. Completely different looks. I mean, just switching out the flamingo to cards from a stamped flamingo to a cardstock flamingo makes a world of difference. It doesn't even look like the same stamp set. It's crazy how different it looks. All right, so I just wanted to remind you, if you guys would like the card kits, if anybody would like the card kits for the 5 cards that I create this week, if you place an order of $60 or more using this class host code, then I will send you these for free, along with a PDF with all the measurements and links to all the videos so that you can easily reference them. All right, so thanks so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow morning. All right, take care. Have a great day, guys.